Okay, so I just felt like I needed to say because someone just recently asked me this question. Um, there are many different types of girls. You have your aggressive girl that are gonna tell you, hey, this is what it is. I run this. I wear the pants. They're the girls that are just kind of like, well, you can just run the relationship and yeah, they're those girls. They're the girls that know their worth and value and they're like, hey, look, we are in this together. And then they're the girls that are with you for whatever status that you have. There are lots of kind of girls. And someone recently asked me, how do I classify myself? I classify myself as a mixture of things. You know what I mean? Like, um, some people like to call me a guy's girl because I watch football and basketball and like sports and stuff, and I played a couple sports way back when. But I don't feel like I have too much of a category. Not to say that to be like cocky or anything like that, but I'm a couple different things. You know what I mean? Like I do watch sports, but in the same way, even though I'm wearing this Mizzou T-shirt, um, I still wear skirts and stuff. I wear, pretty girl stuff. I was a cheerleader. I still am. I'm a college cheerleader, so obviously I have a little girliness in me. But don't get it confused. Cheerleading is a goddamn sport because you have to be athletic as shit to throw someone in thin air and then catch them. It's kind of hard. Just in case you didn't know. But I mean, I feel like generally I'm a very non-biased girl in a relationship. Like, I'm not just like, oh, well, you pissed me off. I'm kind of like, you pissed me off, but I pissed you off too. Let's just lay down. It's fine. You know what I mean? I don't fight. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't argue. I don't argue very well with someone that I love and care about. Like, don't get it confused. If some bitch walked up to me on the street and start talking a bunch of crap, no, that's nothing for me. But I don't argue well with someone that I love. If I love you as a person, if I love you, I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. So anytime that I've ever had a boyfriend, I don't argue. Genuinely, if you want to argue, you're gonna argue with yourself because I'm not gonna stand here and nitpick at you about anything. I'm not that girl that complains and is like, well, I'm unhappy and no, I'm not gonna tell you that because if you're, especially if you're telling me that you love me, you should notice that I'm not happy anymore. When you love someone, you're watching their emotions, you know, and you would know. Oh wow, she's not really happy like she was. You would notice. I'm not gonna tell you. You need to notice. I'm not gonna nag at you about too many different things. I'm not that type of girl. That's a complete turn off. Guys that like to fight, like no. And I prefer tall guys. So if you're like 6'2", I'm 5 feet tall, barely. I'm like 4'10" ish, in between 4'10" and 5 feet. On a good day, I'm 5 feet though. And what do you look like yelling at someone that's half your size? So I don't argue at all. If you want to argue, you're gonna argue with yourself. Because I'm gonna walk away from you. I'm gonna, if we're on the phone, I'm gonna tell you, you know what, good night. I think you need to think real quick. I think you just need a break. Or if you're texting me, I'm not texting you back. That's just it. I don't argue very well with any. I don't like it. But I mean, another person asked me what kind of guy I prefer. I don't prefer anything, honestly. Only thing I prefer is like height. If I mean, if you're close to my height, it's not gonna make me not date you. It's not a deal breaker. I just prefer tall guys. I just do. Um, my dad was really tall. My dad was 6'7". My dad was really tall, so I don't know. I like tall people. But I'm not one of those girls like, oh, I want a white guy, I want a black guy, I want an Asian boy. Okay. How like limited are you when you do that? I don't advise any girl to do that because when you do dumb shit like that, you don't get a guy. You just don't because like the one guy that's probably like, oh Jesus, it's wonderful and perfect and smart and sweet and all that good shit. Here you are. It's not gonna work. You're not Asian. Really? Okay. No. Who do you think you are? Stop it. But I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm not really designated classification. I feel like I'm just kind of I'm just there, you know. But I've had one really terrible relationship, and all the rest of them have been decently successful. So, you know, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm only making these videos back to back to back. As you notice, I do have the same t-shirt on. But I'm only doing them back to back to back like this, so if you do decide to subscribe and want to see what else I have to say, you got options. But yeah, eventually I'll a little more apart. So, um, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in 2014. Excuse my language. I am so sorry for the curse words I've just used. But yeah, see you guys later.